But
And this was the first full season that I watched Kobe. So it to me it makes a whole lot of sense why I love him so much because he just so much crazy shit. So to me, so at this time, like I looked at the two best teams in the league, and at this point, it's the Lakers and the Cavs. Like I put it in quotations because it's just regular season shit.
yeah,
Because I didn't think the Cavs were the best team in the league at that point. But
yeah.
I think this this year is it this year or the next year? I think it's this year. They had Lakers win 65 games, Cavs win 66.
Well, let's check it out.
And
Let's check it out. Damn, Lakers 65 W's dominated the Western Conference.
yeah,
Holy fuck!
Kobe was on the war. It was just a
I
war.
briefly remember this. This was my. I fell in love with basketball watching the '08 NBA Finals and watching Kevin Garnett and the Celtics put in work.
Yeah.
This was my first season where, as a kid, I was watching basketball like all the time. I fucking hated LeBron because he was the Celtics' biggest rival. But it was him and Kobe, and it was him and Pau Gasol. Honestly, I hated Pau Gasol so much.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that
I
period
remember when I first met you, you just hated him so much. I'm like, why? He's a brain surgeon and a doctor at the same time. I mean, and a baller at the same time. He's putting in work, winning chips, and fucking
he always
saving people's lives.
He was always making clutch baskets in games I was watching him play the Celtics, and it was annoying the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we should only have to worry about Kobe. This is fucking horseshit. But Lakers, 65 wins. And do not. Oh, actually, you know what? Something I can bring up right here. Notice how with big win totals up top, 9 times out of 10, there's huge win total with loss totals on the bottom. Right?
Yeah.
So we got some non-competitive teams here. Not as non-competitive as the late 90s, but we're teetering on that level where the competition is a little bit more diluted.
I mean, I don't know though, because the West was definitely at this point. I don't know, the first 6 teams, 5-6 teams are actually pretty decent in the West. And I know in the East it was always just the first 4. The top 4
were the first 3 here. It's the first 3. You got 3 61 teams, and then they don't even hit 50 and 4th place.
Yeah, but I know like the going forward, the Hawks did better throughout. Like it was always the Cavs, Boston, Celtics, Orlando, and the Hawks. I'm pretty sure.
For me, in my head, it was these 3. It was Dwight Howard and winning Defensive Player of the Year every year. It was my beloved Big 3 Boston Celtics, soon to be Big 4 when you add sexy ass Rondo. They have Rondo, but he's not sexy yet. And then you have bitch ass LeBron James, of course. But there's then there's hey, this is the Kobe podcast. We can fucking talk shit about LeBron. Fuck LeBron.
Yeah.
Kobe forever.
I'm getting whiplash over here though. Like just
we have the 65. Why? What? We have the 65 win Lakers. So I want to see the full team stats. But go ahead, talk.
So I never understood, like, and then now seeing that he came in 2nd place, that makes way more sense to me. And at this time, the East and West are a little bit closer. I still say the West is the better conference at this point. The East just has the 2 of the top 3 teams. So
Kobe, wow, LeBron.
Yeah, it was clear.
Absolutely smashes him.
And I feel like it's only because of Pau Gasol. Because I feel like if it would have been the if Kobe didn't have Pau, I feel like it would have been closer. But they probably wouldn't have won that much games.
I think that's a fair argument. My devil's advocate counterpoint is when we were looking at Shaq and Kobe, right, in that era, I know that they were 2 of the top 3 players in the league, and I'm not trying to say Pau's in Shaq's league. But even when we go to the LeBron Wade era, or like whenever there's 2 definitive guys that are like carrying a team, I'm surprised
Powell's
not in the
nowhere.
bottom 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not, and it's because he wasn't a top 10 player in the league,
Yeah.
and there's no way anyone's gonna ever say Powell's that like is not the same because
I think at his
LeBron and
best,
Wade.
I think at his absolute apex, it's arguable. And that's
How
right
consistent
now.
is that?
Right
How
at this
consistent
moment.
is his? I don't know, man.
It's extremely good. I mean,
like, there's no way Powell is Wade or Powell is
no,
definitely
I'm not trying
Shaq.
to say that. I'm not trying to say that.
Powell's
I
not
am surprised-
Kyrie.
I am
Well, maybe
surprised.
Yeah,
I would say Powell's better than Kyrie at this point.
in
My
us if I want to win a championship, but as like overall just a player, I don't know. Like
but
Kyrie's a
I think
superstar.
I think the name of the game is winning. It's really just because I don't like Pau Gasol, or in the sense that he used to give me nightmares.
Yeah.
And so I remember him being better than I guess he actually was. But then I see that they won 65 games, and like it was basically those two guys and Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom won Sixth Man of the Year this year or the year before?
It might have been this year.
Pretty sure it was this year.
Is that this year or 2010? It was one of the championship leagues.
It's one of the championship years.
Lamar Odom 20. Oh, it was the year after that. It was yeah.
Okay, but Lamar
at
this point is like look really good, like solid for you guys.
Yeah. I loved having Lamar Odom.
Is he still starting for you at this point?
No, he was off bench.
Okay.
Yeah, but I definitely loved having Lamar come off bench. Him and Trevor. I like Trevor Ariza a lot too. At that point, Trevor Ariza has some.
Young Trevor
had a
Ariza.
clutch ass steal against the Nuggets in game 2 or 3.
Yeah.
In the against the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. He made me happy a few times. But look at this team and tell me this isn't dog shit besides Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom.
And Trevor Ariza and Andrew Bynum, who's relevant at this point.
No, Andrew Bynum was injured throughout. Like, he played 23 games, I think. Okay, that's the playoffs.
So you got Fisher, who's like, I'm not trying to say he's a good point guard, but he's a solid point guard, and he was great with Kobe.
Okay.
Then you got Trevor Ariza, who we just talked about, Lamar, Pau, Kobe, and this is in a league where the best team is the Big Three in Boston in terms of the best teams, and they were really the first team to at least the first team in a while in 10 years to have collected talent the way they collected it. It wasn't like that back then. The teams could be less deep and still win the championship, as evident by this season. And I think that's why Kobe's able to get these 2 championships here. Because I agree. I don't think this team's all-time great, but they still won 65 games in this season.
Yeah. I mean, so let's see who their competition is. At this time, the Nuggets got Chauncey and Melo, and they were actually really good that year. And they had depth because you had Aaron Aflalo, JR when he was actually good. That team was pretty good. Houston had Tracy, Yao, Ron Artest.
But they were the 5 seed, and
we went 7 games with them.
It wasn't like a legitimate. I don't know. When you win 65 games, you're the fucking favorite.
But it doesn't.
And you pace they won 11 more games than anybody else in the conference. 11.
Yeah, but it does. Like the Cavs won 66 and didn't make it to the finals.
I know, but we know the answer to that. We know why that happened. Because LeBron.
But no, that's because we have the luxury of foresight. At that time, everyone thought that the Cavs were the best team in the league. This is not false. This is us knowing it now, 10 years later, that it's not the case. But 10 years ago, everyone thought the Cavs were the best team in the league. That's
Well,
not.
what people think and
Besides
what
me,
is
because
actually
obviously I'm
fact
a Laker.
is different. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone thinks the Clippers are the best team in the league, but I promise you, if they lose this year, they're gonna be like, "Oh, those Clippers weren't as good as we thought."
This is
10 years from
definitely a
now,
situation where the Cavs won a lot of games, and LeBron was on. That's why he ended up winning MVP over Kobe too, because LeBron won a lot of games with a worse team at a young age, right?
this same team went to the finals 2 years ago.
I'm not totally sure about that, but there's a
Well, I mean,
couple.
the majority, the huge, like the core group definitely did.
This is the core of this team.
Ogaskis, come on, let's not. Mo Williams was the like. Look at Mo Williams was
None of these
nice too.
guys-
I know people try to front on Mo Williams, but Mo Williams is actually pretty good.
But Mo Williams or Pau Gasol, and by how much will you be taking Pau Gasol?
Oh, I'm definitely taking
That's
Powell
my point.
easily,
Like,
but
by a long shot, by a mile. And we just talked about how Powell isn't even close to top 10 in the league. Right?
Yeah.
You were trying to talk me out of it. So that's why he won MVPs, because he brought this. And him getting 17 or 18 points a game here is most likely due to probably 3 or 4 assists a game from LeBron just kicking it to him. Like, we know how LeBron gets his shit done. That doesn't take hindsight. That's just like,
yeah. But
how
I
he's been
mean,
doing it his
but
whole
Mo
life.
Williams was actually like playing good, like at that point. Like, it's
Dario,
not-
what was the face you made when he talked about Derek Fisher being a decent point guard? That's, I feel like, this is the face Russell should be making about right now, where you're trying to gas out Mo Williams, because regardless of whether or not he's better
Mo Williams was way better than
stop,
Fisher.
because regardless,
I'm like, what?
regardless of whether or not he was better than people think, he still was Mo Williams, and that team wasn't good. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, but at what I'm okay, we could say that, but at that point in time, that was not the case. It was because he lost. If LeBron would have won, it wouldn't have been the same. People wouldn't have been shitting on that team as much as they do. I think that people shit on it because they lost.
No, I think people would be calling LeBron the GOAT right now. I think it would be like that. I think people would be like, "There's no way he's better. He's not as good as Jordan."
He would have
You
died.
see that dog shit team that he won the championship with? That's what would happen.
Yeah.
It would be like that more than anything. I don't think it would be. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I think.
Yeah.
I think it would be more like that, because you know how people are. People try to. As soon as he won that championship in Cleveland, as soon as he won it, fucking 8 years from this point, he's the GOAT. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. That is
He's the
true.
greatest
That is true.
ever. They're on there. Sound like Mike Tyson, but
He would have died against Kobe in the finals. By the way, that shit.
So that
Kobe
was
would have ripped his soul out.
That was the narrative of this season, was that they did commercials on it.
Yeah.
Puppets.
I was so ready because I was wilding on all LeBron people on site. Like everyone at school, it was just me shitting on them and LeBron James. Kobe beat LeBron both times this year.
He did in some really good games.
I have
Kobe
never
did
seen
that.
this.
Those
never
beautiful
seen this? I'll put
MVPs.
these on in the background.
I mean, those beautiful fadeaways on LeBron. He hit game winner on LeBron. Yo, he was dogging LeBron this year. That's another reason I was just like, who are we? Like, what are we doing here? Like, how are you giving this man MVP? My man is clearly the best player in the league at this point.
Yeah.
And I was just mad that it was an argument.
No, yeah, but the league did an entire promotional thing based on these fucking puppets. Because it was like, I don't know, it was pretty well known that as long as health was intact, the Lakers and the Cavs were going to be the two best teams in the conference.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people felt. Thank you. And they were almost right. They were this close.
Yeah.
But then
Except LeBron had to be a choke artist.
But
my
then
man ain't choked though.
Dwight Howard had to turn into Akeem Olajuwon and run the offense.
It was not. It was those threes. That team was ahead of its time, actually.
So you're not. You gotta let me finish. The way the Rockets work, right, with Akeem Olajuwon, they surrounded him with shooters, right? They surrounded him with shooters, and they said, "Go, kick it out, If you post up, go dunk on somebody, which is what he fucking did, right? If you don't dunk on somebody, kick it out, we'll make a bunch of threes. And they were way ahead of their time. 152 threes in a series. There are guys here. Look at this. Hedo Turkoglu. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong. 152 threes taken in the series. Yeah.
Rashard Lewis was wild.
Multiple guys in double-digit three category at this time. Rashard Lewis shooting 48% from three, 15%.
I mean, even so, Hedo was shooting 39% from three at that time. That's insane. That's like at that point, that's really crazy.
Multiple high.
Beatrice, I remember.
40s.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember him.
You laugh like you got some dirt on him. Yo,
I just seen what Kobe did to that boy. I seen what Kobe did to that boy.
But
so
listen,
I remember him.
That's why I say they're a lot like Houston, because that's the same way Houston was ahead of their time. Also, is they had a postman.
Yeah, no, I agree, because they compared them to Houston a lot during that year.
But they had one serious issue. Would you like to tell them the issue, Dario?
Kobe Bryant.
Yes, and more specifically, they didn't have any guards that had a chance in hell of guarding Kobe Bryant. Because Hedo Turkoglu, that's white dog shit at defense. Rashard Lewis, same thing. Skip to my Lou, no chance. Michael Petrus,
he was actually a good defender at that time.
Not when you're guarding the best
you
player in the
cannot
world.
talk. Yeah, of course. When guarding Kobe, sure, but he was actually a good defender that year. It was just Kobe didn't make it seem like that. Like we gotta still keep it in because we lived it, so we could at least because we might be talking about people from the 80s and might say this guy was shit, and someone from the 80s who actually watched him play might be like, nah, that guy wasn't shit. It was just Jordan was really great that he made him look like shit, or Larry was really great that he made him look like shit. But we have we know because we watched it. Like I watched this series. I know Hedo wasn't horrible, but it was just Kobe was just that great.
That kills me. Hall of Fame probability 0.0%.
That doesn't mean anything.
I know, but
so
they just
Patrick
have
Beverley
to
is a 0% probability too, and we're gonna say Patrick Beverley sucks at defense. No,
a lot of people do. A lot of people say he sucks at defense.
Michael Petrus could not sniff this motherfucker's chop strap. Patrick Beverley is he'll be remembered, and there are guys that we know throughout this period of time. To your point, that we remember. Michael Petrus is not one of them. You just remember him because Kobe fucking dominated.
You think we're gonna remember Patrick Beverley 10 years from now?
More than likely.
Hell no. No, we're not.
Definitely.
Because
Michael Petrus.
Because he won a championship with Kobe.
Oh, okay. That's why you remember.
That's a fact. and because the Malice and the Palace. That's the only reason people know Ron Artest. Like, you think people are gonna know who Matt Barnes is? Like,
he will definitely because of all the smoke. That was a bad one.
Like,
he also.
I'm talking about like
people will. What do you call it? If Patrick Beverley goes on to win a Defensive Player of the Year, which he has a chance to do,
no, he don't. No, he doesn't.
You don't know shit.
That's an ignorant
statement. That's an ignorant statement. You don't know.
You think Patrick? All right.
You know as much as I do in that category, which is we don't know because it could totally happen. Guards have won that award.
I just don't see him winning.
And Patrick Beverley makes all defensive teams, does he not?
He made second team this year.
Second teams.
He still is on a list. I went to look up Michael Petrus for any defensive team, and I couldn't find one.
Okay, that's fine. I know for a fact 10 years from now I'm gonna tell you, you remember Patrick Beverley? Oh yeah, I forgot about him, man. Like,
yes, I'm not. You know
no
who
one fucking thinks about him.
You know who I didn't say that about? Michael fucking Petrus. That's who I didn't say that about.
I remember that year, and I remember Kobe dicking all of them down. It didn't even matter if it was Petrus or not. He was dicking everybody down. You saw that game one? Yo, let's put up game one highlights because that shit was insane. That game literally made me go into like life and just saying, I cannot imagine anyone being better than this man because he was just a fucking god.
I can't. It's hilarious.
Yo. You saw how happy he was, and it's just like, nah, bro, I'm gonna rip your fucking soul out of your body. a beautiful guy.
He just looks
Such
so angry.
So demonic. I love it. It's just immediate. Whoop! I'm gonna let you know this is how it's gonna be for the rest of the night. Yo, it's the third quarter. He just goes insane. But we can watch it all because it's just amazing. I miss him so much.
Why?
I miss like being ready for the whole thing. As a fan, it's different. It's totally different when you just like watch it now and you're just like, he did well. As a fan, going into this series, I said to all my friends, because they all wanted the Lakers to lose just to be assholes, and they just wanted to see my failures. And I was just so happy that I knew it would never happen. So I'm like, so I go into the series and I said, watch what Kobe's about to do to these guys. No one like, everyone's just rooting against them, and you just see him do this, and it's just like, I don't even like. You never have to question it or worry. You know how sometimes you question, like, is Kawhi gonna be Kawhi? No, like, you never have to question that with him. I know he's gonna be Kobe, and if he's not, it's just weird. And like, it's like something weird happened. It had to happen. Something weird had to happen because you knew he was always gonna just be that guy. So this is the game.
No, not everyone. Just so we're clear, because I have a brain too and a different viewpoint of this. Not everyone was rooting against the Lakers in the world.
No. Everyone that I knew. No, I think I said that. I was like, all my friends. Like,
it seemed like every media pundit was fuck the Lakers, fuck Kobe.
No, everyone I knew.
He's got stupid beaver teeth. Fuck Kobe. Fuck him. That's what they were saying. They were not saying that.
That was very unnecessary for you to say.
What? Did you say beaver?
When he does the Mamba face, he looks like a beaver.
Yeah, he was a freaking demon. That's what
does.
he was. He was
oh
a demon.
my god, like the angry beavers.
Or just like a little rat. Just a little fucking rat.
Nah, I like beaver better. At least they're scary.
He was a demon. That's all I know. Look at him. I loved it.
I loved it. Practiced that face in the mirror. The Mamba face.
Look, he made power.
Pal, when you do it, you just gotta go like this. You'll be fine.
They would not. No, the Magic did not know what they just ran into a buzzsaw, and they did not know what the fuck was about to happen. And that's the part that I love. And before everyone tries to say this wasn't a good Magic team, this same Magic team beat the Celtics, beat the Cavs, and thought they were about to come up in LA and say, hold this boy. And Kobe said, y'all motherfuckers must be tripping, because y'all going against the GOAT. Y'all ain't going against these bitch-ass motherfuckers. Y'all going against Kobe fucking Bryant. And he let them know, and they knew, and they lost in 5. They brought the Celtics to, 7? They brought freaking Miami to 5. I mean, not Miami, sorry. Cleveland to 5. Like, that same LeBron James that deserved MVP got smoked. Oh, they're 6. All right, whatever.
You're so salty about that MVP. Oh man.
Yeah, it's bullshit. He was not the best player in the league that year. It was not even close.
Oh, it's amazing. I love your fandom of Kobe sometimes, Dario. It's beautiful.
Oh my god. I don't even understand.
He took a team without Kevin Garnett. 7. This team almost beat them. But that's what I thought. I was like, this is the Kevin Garnett injury year.
What happened?
Kevin Garnett was injured this year into the playoffs. He played the whole regular season. That's why he won the Defensive Player of the Year, but he was injured.
All right, they still had Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo. Like, what are we talking about here? That was still a great team, even without Garnett.
It wasn't as good as the They weren't as good as the Magic at that point, and they still almost beat them. I was agreeing with you, asshole.
It did not sound like it. It sounded like you were just trying to whatever. But I'm just saying, Kobe
you just got the everybody against the world attitude right now.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You have this delusional reality where everyone in your life hated Kobe, but that's like the reality is I know more people like you than I know more people that don't. I know more people that love Kobe and worship the fucking guy. Then hate him vehemently. Like I don't know anybody that hates Kobe. Even before
my whole thing is Kobe made them love him. Like, I'm not even trying to be stupid. Like, I know that sounds like me, like, OD.
And not everyone is your perspective.
Kobe
No.
was shaking hands and kissing babies just to make everybody love him. Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is it was that LeBron effect. A lot of people hated on Kobe. I'm telling you.
2 hands for Kobe.
A lot of people hated on Kobe. And he literally just won and made them be like, you can't hate me. You got to just respect it.
People still hate LeBron.
Who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite player? KG?
Kevin Garnett.
All right, don't talk to me about that guy. He's not even the same stratosphere as this guy.
No, well, I wish Kobe had beaten him first. Oh, wait, he didn't.
Oh, that's fine. But Kobe beat him and won 4 other. This guy just smells the NBA championship twice.
At least I didn't
sniffed it twice. Kobe sniffed it 7 times in their illustrious 20-year career.
Look, at least I didn't cry when the Lakers won the championship.
I didn't cry when I did cry. I cried I cried. It doesn't matter. I cried when they lost to Dallas and got swept. I cried. That's fine.
Oh, that was so good.
It helps you grow as a man. Okay, I learned more as a person.
Tears are healthy. Okay.
Yes, it's exactly. It helped me with my inner self. Fuck you, Russell.
I cried when he died, all right? But I didn't cry for no championship loss.
Nah, I cried. Kobe, just know you was always here with me, bro. I cried when you died. I cried when you ain't win. I cried when... I don't care. I used to get mad. Like, that used to mess up my day. When Kobe lost, it was like I was him. Like, me and him were interconnected.
You are absolutely not the only person I know like that. I know more. There was this other kid in college that I knew who I would sit with him in Laker games, and when Kobe would miss a shot, a piece of his computer chair would come out of his fucking shit, and he'd throw it across the room, and he would like start breaking shit in his room if the Lakers were losing and doing poorly. There are people out there that they're Notre Dame fans, Yankee fans, Laker fans, psychos, all 3 of them. It's insane.
I will agree.
I was more of a Kobe psycho fan, not because y'all see me watch. I don't give a shit about the Lakers like that. Like compared to Kobe, like it was Kobe. Like once Kobe left, I was like, damn, I lost a part of me. Like that's how I felt when Kobe retired. I lost a part of me.
Word. That's true.
Kobe died, like I lost a piece of my heart.
There was I know when LeBron retires, and when Giannis retires, that's how it's gonna be for me.
Like when watching the games between LeBron and Kobe, like they're Knicks games. Like I knew LeBron James was different because the first game I ever watched him play was against the Knicks in 2009, and he dropped, and that's when he did the 50-point almost triple double.
This is a famous, you know what?
Yeah, and this is a famous weekend. Remember?
Story. Yeah,
do you remember that?
Tell the story. This is a great story.
My very first. My very first time watching LeBron James was at my friend's house, and we were watching them against the Knicks. And Kobe had just finished dropping 50 something against the Knicks that the other day. Like it was probably a day or 2 beforehand. Because I remember that weekend was supposed to be like a shitty weekend for the Knicks because I think they were facing the Cavs, Lakers, and the freaking Celtics. I'm pretty sure
it was. They were 100%. It was Cavs Lakers back to back.
Yeah, and they were competing. It was literally just LeBron and Kobe competing on who's gonna shit on them more.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I watched LeBron play this game, and at first I was like, everyone talks about this fucking guy. I'm gonna watch him play. Yeah. And I was in hater mode. I was not in like actually wanting to be a fan. But even in hater mode, I was watching LeBron, and when he got to the basket, I swear to God, I don't think I ever saw him miss a layup. He couldn't. It was like he could never miss a layup by the basket. Anything he threw up by the basket had a beautiful bounce and fell in. And I was just like, this guy is fucking nice, but still fuck this guy because they try to say he's better than my guy. And I was like, fuck out of here, this guy. And he had a almost triple. But the whole thing with this triple-double is he was going for it. Like, you could tell, like, after a while he was trying to go for it. But the thing that I hated about him was every time he drove to the basket, he just made crazy-ass layups. And I was just like, this is insane. I had never seen anything. Because I watched Kobe, and I saw him making all those mid-range shots. And like, he was shooting more, like, threes and mid-ranges. He wasn't going to the basket nowhere near as much as, like, younger Kobe. So it was like a totally different game. But you can see why LeBron was way more efficient at the time because
It's so weird watching this LeBron game because he plays so different now.
yeah,
Like
and he's nowhere near as good. Like I'm sorry, like he's better. He not now, but like 2018 LeBron is way better than this LeBron.
yeah, I agree. I was about to say,
Yeah.
wait, what do you mean? I was like, this LeBron is nowhere near as good as it. And
Yeah.
but he's like different good then at this point.
No,
He's like a
but
whole different guy.
he's but he's like that one-dimensional offensive guy that like I talk about that.
He's way more Giannis.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's the thing that is bad about him. That was the thing that was the flaw in his game is he was just a ruthless attack. If he was a ruthless attacker, but then had the jump shot of 2018 guy, he would be the best player ever.
Yeah.
There's no, and you can't argue it. There would not even be a question. But he's unfortunately he, like I don't know why.
Unfortunately, he had all his skills 10 years apart.
Yeah, exactly. But like Kobe, you got to see Kobe like in 09.
So he drops. So hold on, no, because I want to finish this story because this is the best.
Oh yeah.
Because then, how many nights later?
How was it 8 rebounds? It was 9 rebounds because I remember they gave one of the rebounds. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 9. Oh, 61. Yeah, I was like 51. Like, how couldn't I remember? Yo, this Kobe, bro. Oh my God, this was when he did the little fake and then he, like
that's
spin
one of
around
my
and just, bro.
That's one of my favorite moves of all time.
That's like when you talk about Kobe's footwork. That's what you like. Shit like
and
that.
He did that move at a point where, like, if you were in the crowd, like if you were at the Garden, you would have been like, "Oh, Kobe's going off right now." And then he did that, and you're like, "Ah!"
Yeah. And the craziest thing is he never. If you watch that move, he never. I don't think he truly moved from his spot ever. Like when it comes up, you'll see. Like he barely moved from the spot that he was originally in, and he got the guy.
Look at this double
easily.
coverage, getting like
doubles
like at him all the time.
See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. Like, I don't understand how you this guy play and think he's not the best player in the league. Like it just doesn't make sense. He was just so dominant. Like his the offensive, like his offense was like the one that just like took over a whole game. If that makes any sense. Like when he like dominated offensively, it was like the other team just was like, "What, we can't do anything about it." Like I don't know how else to explain that. Like they just like gave up. It was just like it's over. And he did that to good teams too.
Yeah, he did that move in the third, right?
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that was the... Yeah, he just started doing shit where he was like, it was like all instinct. It was like Barry Sanders running the football. Where he's just like playing just like through himself. Oh, this is the fourth quarter. I missed it. How the fuck did I miss it?
Well, it might have been the fifth. I know it's the second half for sure.
Yeah, it's on the side of the basket.
Yeah. That is like stuck in my memory forever.
But no, it's this because I remember because he started like getting super hot and I was like, yo, what is happening right here?
Yeah.
He just started like taking every shot going in. Splits a double team. No problem. Wet. Moisture.
And that shit was so no, because he did these same kind of shots and moves in the 2009 finals. So it's like this is shit he just like had in his repertoire.
He's getting fouled. He's going to the line. This is one of my.
He holds the record still,
3.
right? Doesn't he hold the record still for most points in Madison?
Melo has 63, or 6, or tied it, one or the other. But
that's bullshit.
Yeah, I know. At least it's a Nick that actually has the Nick record.
Fuck Melo. Fuck him. I used to love him, but fuck him.
That doesn't make sense.
You don't take Kobe's.
Loving him is dumb.
What? Nah, he was in 09, bro. He was really nice. I'm trying to tell you. 55. Kobe was like, so Bron went first. Bron played first, and Kobe must have just been like, nah, I gotta upstage that shit.
Yeah, because this is what I was saying about Kobe the other before. He didn't need motivation.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like he always planned on dropping 50, but then when he saw LeBron drop 50, he was like, nah, I gotta go 60 now. That's definitely what he did.
And we know that's what he did in his last game with Shaq. Shaq was like, "Yo, drop 50," and then he dropped 60.
Kobe's last game, is that not the greatest last game ever?
We'll get to it.
Oh, we could do that. We could probably do something like that. Greatest last game ever. It should have been Jordan, that piece of shit. Oh, whoop! You see, did he move? Look at him. Look, whoop, whoop.
We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if people ever tell you mid-range shot is not the best shot to take,
and the game is
probably
over,
isn't. Yeah, it's definitely over. We don't care. It definitely isn't the best shot to take, but when you're this good, it doesn't fucking matter.
Spike Lee is up. Spike Lee did a documentary with him right after this game.
Yeah, he was like, Kobe doing work. I gotta do this.
What was planned? It was planned.
Spike Lee used to hate everybody that came, and he loved Kobe. You wanna know why? Because he knew Kobe was gonna give his team dick.
Yeah,
straight up.
Sausage.
That was my goat.